So hello guys, hello. तो आज हम जो पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो है चैप्टर 9 एंड इस चैप्टर को 4.5 के पर्सन्स ने पढ़ा हुआ है और 72 स्टार्स दिए हैं, 12 कमेंट्स दिए हैं। और हम इस चैप्टर को इसलिए पढ़ रहे हैं क्योंकि हमने पहले के चैप्टर्स पढ़ चुके हैं। मैं एक शॉर्ट रैपिड ओवरव्यू दे देता हूँ। There was a girl whose name is Octavia, and he was being tortured by his parents and being kept forcefully kept in the basement. And somehow policemen figure out that particular and rescue her. After that, the policemen or they didn't explain who, but they make the Octavia to go to academic school, and somehow Octavia finds that the academy is being for the training of spies and like assassins. Now continuing to our chapter. Continuing to our next chapter, chapter 9. What we got, the first line. What? I questioned once. He stood up. He put out his hand for me to help me up. I placed my hand into his and stand up. Training? You checking out the facilities with Tilly during training. We have to go train for there to be an actual training sessions, he says, followed by a laugh. How stupid am I? You find yourself quite amusing, don't you? I ask sarcastically. Already knowing the answer, we walk out of the reading room and down to kitchen. I do actually. We head into the kitchen and spot Tilly. She must have changed into her training gear when I was in the reading room. You ready? She asked, looking at the both of us. We both nod. Let's go, Flanny says, heading towards the exit. We make our way out of the common room and towards where the training facility are. The bound aide bought trailered behind said he wasn't training today but had nothing better to do than come watch. Flanny, Tilly, and I chatted the whole way, just going through what usually happens in training. They mentioned that training is on every Wednesday in the afternoon and every morning on Saturday. Sunday are the day of or rest day. They call it, but they all also allow you to choose a weekday to rest as well, but it is optional. As well as क्या इंग्लिश पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं, शर्म आता है ऐसा पढ़ते पढ़ते। करते रहते हैं हर तरीके से, शर्म आना चाहिए भाई। They didn't mention a lot about what the training actually involves, so I was looking forward to it by the time we reached it. This place was massive. It was it was beside the two large green fields which Tilly mentioned in where mentioned is where they do their sprint and long distance running. Praying I don't have to do any of that. My fitness is appealing for obvious reasons. But the actual building itself was huge. It was long and not as tall as the academic building. It was rectangular and looked pretty high tech from the outside. The window must dim as the night goes on. As it was still light outside, I could see slight figure moving around in there. We head towards the double door, which must be the entrance. It had another little key code pass, which annoyed me as I don't have any fingerprints. But as we get closer and Tilly leans down, she puts in a code and the green light flash and she open the door. If you put if you put in your birthday, it will tell you in telementioned. But my mind was quickly thrown off by the inside of the training facilities. I don't know if I'd be able to explain it well enough. That technology they must use is top tier. There was heap of different rooms, some surroundings by glass walls in which you could see inside. Those rooms each had a table which logged to produce a set of graphics that the people use to practice their skills. There was a section full of gym equipments and pushing bags, punching bags. Students were lined up with a bag to themselves, punching and kicking as well as weights such as kettlebells and dumbbells. Another section was full of different weapons. I saw gun, knives spilled out along a massive table. It was a lot. Everything I take a deep breath in through my nose and out through my mouth. Come, I'll show you around. We got 10 minutes before training starts. Tilly spoke, tapping my shoulder to get my attention. We'll meet you over here when training starts. Flynn spoke to both of us with himself and the brown eyed boy heading towards the locker. I kept getting weird glances from the students. I can't blame them. Mostly all of them saw me arrive in blood covered clothes. I'm not at all outgoing and not exactly knowing for skills in combat. So these rooms with the glass walls are our projector training rooms. You simply click the setting on the white table in the corner, press start, and it will produce a training drill simulator right in front of you. She continued blabbering. We got our word blabbering. Our word for today is blabbering on about the technology of the room and so forth. Where the word blabbering. So these rooms are quiet. BLAWBERNG. BLAWBERNG. Blabbering. We got our word for today, and we will learn the meaning of the word for our entire life. I think so. And I think I must have to take the pillow to put in my bag so that I can comfortably health up there and also make myself comfortable a bit more. So yeah, now I'm a bit of comfortable and I can be as that and read all what we just see. Peoples are coming, peoples are going, but no one is liking and subscribing me. But it's all fine. It's the chance of getting a bit more cleansed and making myself a bit more updated because I'm not like I haven't possessed any qualities or qualifications to be able to say subscribe. Blabbering on about the technology of the room and so forth. But nothing was sitting in my head. All the big words I don't know what. C was meaning simulator project and all the technology based words. I had no idea what C was talking about. I just nodded. And over here, this is where everyone build their strength in the gym. This is usually the boys' favorite part of training, but me and Adria always push them off their equipments. It's one of my favorite things to do personally. She joked, but clearly wasn't. I laugh with her as we move into the next room. We go over to quite a large area of the facility, which is where the table full of guns and knives, and all stores were displayed. Swords were displayed. This area is where we fight and train against other students. She paused. I look at her with concern. Oh, don't worry. The bullets in the guns are rubber. They still leave quite a punch, but knives are very much real. Obviously, there's rule when it comes to battalion students, battling students, such as no stabbing and obviously no killing. You can slice and cut to a certain degree, cause pain to the students, not but nothing over the top. Otherwise, you will be sent the Mr. Victor office, and that's something you don't want. You could ask the brothers, what's that like? They have been sent a few times, one more than the others. She laughs as she remains on the memory. That's about it when it comes to the different type of rooms in the training facility. But you have got the locker and stuff over there where you can put your belongings, and then that's belongings. And then that area over there is where everyone meets before we start training. We should probably head over. I can see Mr. Kelly about to start, she said as she walked towards where all the training students are forming. I definitely won't be training today. My mind is just focused on the knives. I was familiar with knives. My dad used them a lot, hence these scars. I was trying to keep my cool and not so I was scars secretly freaking out. I don't want to be the weird kid that rushed out of the building because it was too much. I mean, look at everyone else. They look prepared to fight, put their body on the line, and above all, locked, comfortable with guns and knives and violence. I'm not sure how I'm going to go about this. Moving to the next chapter, chapter 10. Mr. Kelly began to speak after everyone settled down and formed into one group. I looked around as I stood at the back of the group, everyone wearing the same sort of clothes, ready to train. It's like they had a switched attitude from normal day to getting ready to kill someone. We'll get start in 15 minutes. So get your jackets off and head to your located rooms for the first 20 minutes. Mr. Kyle ended his sentence, and I could sense he was looking for me, his eyes searching the groups as they split up into different directions. I tried my best to avoid him, but of course, with my luck, he spotted me before I could leave. Hmm. I really wasn't ready to do anything in this facility. The table full of knives and guns was constantly playing over in my head, giving me flashbacks of the basement. I was I wasn't ready. I can't do this. My P Miss Posse, may I speak with you for a moment? He said, waiting for me to turn around and face him. I slowly do so. This man looked like he could kill you with a single backhanded slap with the amount of muscles he has. He had dark gray hair, looked to be mid 40s and quite a big mustache covering the space between his nose and upper lips. With his eyebrows furrowed, he opened his mouth and spoke. Forehead. You will be able to follow Tilly around for today's training, but after that I'll assign you where you need to go, he said, finishing up his sentence. I stood there for a second. I'm not training, I said, short and sweet, by my breaths getting quicker as Mr. Kelly grew with frustration and confusion. I could see him trying to read me, trying to read the conversation, but I could tell he couldn't understand. Nonsense, we'll be training. You have got the gear on already, he spoke, grabbing my wrist as I tried to turn away and leave the conversation. I'm scanning, I'm sensing. He didn't really. I wasn't the daughter of an ex assassin. I'm sensing he didn't realize I wasn't the daughter of an ex assassin, and I am just a girl who was taken from a tortured basement. With his fingers gripped into my wrist, I could feel myself breaking. Last thing I wanted to do was cry, but I could feel the tears swelling up and flashback appeared. My dad hitting me. My mind went into overloaded and took over my body. I lifted my knees quickly. I lifted my knees quickly and kicked him right where it hurts. He instantly let go of my wrist and bent over trying to relieve some pain. His groans cringed through the air, making everyone's attention drawn on me. I quickly noticed the eye peeling right at me and ran off and out of the facilities. The cold air from outside hit my face as I shut the door close behind me. My mind was going in circle, but all I knew was that I just wanted to be by myself and away from that place. At least for now, at least till I build up the courage. I ran towards the known coma room, trying my best to stay hidden, but it's hard when the tears are running down my cheeks and I can hardly catch my breath from running. I reached the door and my heart sunk. The fucking fingerprint. I can't get in, and I'm certainly not waiting for someone to help or knock on the door. I pause and then I start heading towards the back end of the building, where I remember seeing some trees that looked shady and quiet, enough for me to stay for a while. I reach the trees and decide to sit down with my back against the tree. I try to calm myself down by tapping my fingers against my thumb rapidly, repeatedly. I don't know why I do this, but it's just helped me focus on the feelings I get through my fingers rather than the panic attacks I am having. After my breathings slow down and my body start to calm itself, I wipe my cheeks where the soaked up tears were and decide I'll stay out for a while. Who knows how long the training takes until Tilly come over to the building and I can come in with her. A couple minutes go by and I start to hear footsteps around the building. Pikachu! Pikachu! A couple minutes go by and I start here footsteps around the building, getting closer to me. I adjust my seating and get prepared to make up some sort of excuse for why I was here. It's not like I could hide my puff eyes and red cheeks from crying. That was until I saw him, the brown eyed boy walking past the building. I could see him in the distance, but I don't think he'd, he had noticed me yet. But something was different. I was expecting him to be quietly walking with his head down like always, but not this time. Because this time his hand was holding someone else. Because this time his hand was holding someone else. Another. Everyone enjoy the story. Let's. क्या बार बार अथड़ा रहता है भाई. Chapter 11. I stay there. I sat there, trying to be as quiet as possible, just praying I don't get caught by the emotionless man. He still hadn't noticed me, but I spoke too soon. He was looking around, assuming somewhere to stop with his lovely looking, brute, blunted haired girl that was eager to devour his face by the look of it. His face dropped when he looked at me, not saying he was smiling, but I looked for it even deeper, which I didn't think was possibly, but here we are. I roll my eyes. Don't you mind? He questions, shrugging his shoulder, as if I intruded on his space. I don't know why, but I'm out. I'm out. माउट कब से हो गया माइट ना होना चाहिए भाई I might have thought he was going to ask if I'm okay since he saw me running out of the facility crying I'm so Navia. Of course he didn't care. I was here first. Do you mind? I questioned him back, folding my arms, folding my arms. The boy huffs and rolls his eyes at the same time. Not at all. He spoke, and he took one final glare at me before turning his head towards the girl he came with. And he lifted his hand to her cheek and started to make out with her. That's it. I'm done. I don't want to sit here and listen to their mouths touching, especially his. I get up dramatically in hopes he felt bad, but he was too invited in this girl mouth to care. As I was about to start walking away, he stopped kissing the girl, but his face was still inches from her. The door is on the other side of the building. He spoke sarcastically and a sly smile on his face as if I was only out here because I couldn't find the freaking door and not because I don't have fingerprints to open the door anyway. But he doesn't know that, does he? Still, what an asshole. I walk past, prick, I whisper. He just had to put her cherry on the top to a shit day. I roll my eyes in frustration and head towards the door of the common room in hopes that Tilly was around. And thank God for that because I spotted Tilly strolling by herself after her training session. I think she might have been looking for me. Her eyes brighten as she sees me walking towards her. Oh my gosh! Hi, how are you? Are you okay? I sort of noticed what happened earlier. She said quietly, understanding it's probably not something I want to talk about. I looked down as I reached her, and we started walking in the same direction to the common room. Oh, yeah, I'm fine, I say, cutting it short in hopes she get the hint. What else am I supposed to do? Say, I don't want people think I'm even more weak than I already look. Till looks at me but smiles gently. It's okay. We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I have had plenty of days like them myself, she says, trying to lighten things up with me. I'm lucky to have someone like you, Tilly. We reach the door and Tilly puts her fingerprints on the sensor and the door clicks open. I take a deep breath as I step inside behind Tilly. I didn't even try to hide. I knew the stress I was going to receive. Stares. I knew the stares I was going to receive, and I was right. It was busy in the common room, and I'd say just about 98% of people in there were looking at me. Some looks were confused, some were mad, and some looked sad as well. I tired myself best to ignore and followed Tilly to the kitchen. I could smell all this new flavor from whatever the group was cooking up. It smells amazing. I suppose that one thing I'm really excited for all the new foods I get to try. It's crazy how something so simple can be so exciting to someone with the past like I have. Adiria was by the frying pan. Finley and Franking were leaning on the tabletop, eating chips. Axel was sitting down, cleaning some of his little cuts he got from training, and Henry was talking to some other girls in the corner, completely o- o- oblivious to Tilly and I. Hey, I'm just going to head to bed. Being a big day, I say as her and I both stood in front of our group, trying to get our trying to get out of the awkward conversation that was bound to happen if I started a longer. I noticed Fan was there. He was looking at me, but I couldn't figure out what emotion he had on his face. But as he noticed I was looking at him, he shook his head lightly and got himself out of his trance and smiled gently. Of course, we'll see you tomorrow. It's an optional of days, so we're all going to go to the lake. Tilly said cautiously. I looked at her, puzzled. The lake. She instantly realized I don't know what she talking about. My bad. I forgot you are new sometimes. She chuckles. You are coming of course. You have the sea. You have the sea, the lake. The color of water is so clear. I nod my head. Yes, so. Yeah, sure. I say, not knowing what else to do with my day. Lovely smiled. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mr. Whitlocker said he wants to see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Franking Butler out while chucking another potato chips in his mouth. She clearly didn't think much of it, but I know exactly what he wants to see me for. You go see him earlier tomorrow morning, and then after we can head to the lake. We'll wait for you, Tilly mentioned. I nod my head awkwardly. See everyone tomorrow, I say while heading upstairs. They all wave say night. What a sad day. The next morning slowly comes around, another restless night, another another night of nightmares and flashback of my past. The sun rose up through the window into our rooms, and I could hear the rustling of the bedsheet from the other girls. I get up first, and the cold morning air hits me as I leave my bed and head towards the bathroom and get changed to see Mr. Whitlocker's son. I already knew the conversation I was about to have with him regarding the incident yesterday during training, and I wonder what the consequences are for what I did. I couldn't bear to think of what he might to do me, might to do to me. I step out of the bedroom, and the girls were still in bed, which actually made me smile. I don't know why, but but it just did. Maybe because there was no rush today, no schedule. It was nice. Morning, girls. How'd you sleep? How'd sleep? Tilly Aqua asked as she sat up from her bed, her hair messy and her blanket half on the ground. Yeah, but actually, I saw fully lying on to the girl. Hmm, what about you guys? I asked back, knowing that's what a usual conversation holds. Someone asks you something and you ask it back. Progression, I say. I slept like a log after yesterday training, and am guessing so did Franken and Adira, as they are still pretty much asleep. She laughed, but quietly, so they don't wake them up. I smiled as well and waved goodbye and headed out the door. I walked down the stairs and towards the kitchen, and though the Marnock common room towards the exit to outside. I pass a few earlier birds who were already up and making breakfast. I opened the door and walked towards Mr. Whitlocker office. Even though I was so nervous for what was about to happen, at last at least I could feel grateful for actually being outside. I could smell freshly cut grass that was done yesterday. I could hear the bird chirping, birds chirp, chirp as they wake up, and the sun was beaming just though the long pine trees in the distance. I was a surly experience actually. That's I haven't quite got used to. I make my way to the office and I knock on the door politely. I stepped it back and waited for him to open the door. Come in, he shouted. Yes, guys, we are back again. We eventually got our internet connection lost and we just connected it back, and we are going to start it from where we had sorted it. Come in, he shouted. I twist the door handle and push open the door, and then shutting it behind me. Miss Percy, good morning. How was your sleep? He asked with a warm smile which confused me. I mean, he wanted to speak to me earlier in the morning and obviously about what occurred yesterday, and he asked me how I slept with a warm smile. My confusion shines through my answer. I say slowly. Yeah, alright, I guess. I say as I sit down in front of his desk, and so does he after opening his blinds. Good, good, he says as he catches his breath. Once he sat down and sorted himself out and looked right at me, still with a smile on his face. Does this guy ever not smile? What was it that you noted needed to speak to me about? I asked, knowing damn well what this was about. Eh, what this was about. I sat there with my hands in my lap and fidgeting my with my nails, preparing for the worst of the punishment he was going to give me. Wow. Whenever I disobeyed my parents or did anything that they didn't agree to on that day, I had get punished by unexplained things. Usually kicked repeatedly or even no food for a week or a lot. Most of my memory has lagged for from all the hits to the head. Mr. Whitlocker took a breath before he began speaking. I have a feeling you already know what this is about, Miss Percy. He paused, looking at me. The incident involving Mr. Kelly yesterday during training. He questioned to me, sure I'm on the right page. I'm simply nod, and he continues on. Am I able to ask what happened? He spoke carefully. I think Mr. Whitlocker is the only one that know about my past, which gave me a sense of comfort that someone's know but makes me feel weak. But makes me feel weak. I removed my eyes of him as he asked that. I was nervous to say, but I know I need to explain myself. My voice goes quiet. I suppose after seeing all the weapons and training equipments, it gave me flashback of, well, you know. I paused and Mr. Whitlocker just nodded his head, saying he knew, and for me to keep going. And I just couldn't do it. With everyone in there, and then Mr. Kelly short of forcing me to give it a go and then grabbing me. I just could do it, and my instinct kicked in, and something sort of took over me, and I'd say I was just protecting myself, but I am really sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I want it for a week, or I'll sleep outside, or even if you want to kick me, whatever you think is right. I'm very, very sorry. I blubbered, blubber on, and once I realized I was oversharing. I stopped suddenly and looked down at my hands, avoiding eye contacts. Octavia, don't be sorry. Please don't be sorry. You don't need to be. I won't make you sleep outside or not to eat for a week or anything along those lines. You are safe here now. It's not like how it was back with your parents. We learn and grow here at North View Academy, and I hope that's okay. He asks me for reassurance. I nod, taken away at the fact I wasn't in trouble. I could handle it. I didn't get punched or kicked. I could still eat. I wasn't used to it. Don't think I'll ever be. But we do have to come up with a plan on how we can get around this without you feeling like that study. And then we can work our way around getting to the stage of training with the others. But for now, I've made this for you. He opens his right side or drawer of his desk and takes out something and hand to me. It takes it I take it from his hand. What is this? We are on page 13 and it's already been 11:11. Make a wish. And I think we must to take the 13 tomorrow because we have just left 7 minutes, and I think in 7 minutes I couldn't finish that particular. So I think it better not to involve in what it is being. Let's read. Let's finish that particular. I look, looked down at my hand that was holding a black key card. By the lock of it, I had the words Northview Academy. It had the word Northview Academy carved into both sides of the black card in gold letters. I looked back up and at Mr. Whitlocker with a confused face, and he began to speak. He begins to speak. I made this key card especially for you and only you. This key card allow you access to the training facility during after hours and nights. We lock the facilities off to all students at night so they can't access it unless it's during training hours. He pauses, making sure I understand. I sort of just sat there, taking it all in. I know what you might be thinking. The weapons that were splayed out during training yesterday will always get put away after every training session. So they won't be there unless you pick the one you want to see or use. This will help you to get comfortable first and work your way at you at your own speed with the weapons. Is that okay? He asked me politely. I nodded my head to his questions. Yeah, actually, really like this idea. But I do have one question. I pause and he nods for my approval to ask. If this key card is only for me, am I meant to keep this a secret? I mean, I am new here. I don't want to cause troubles with the other students if I have different roles to them, I say. Once he again, Mr. Whitlocker smiled and nodded his head lightly. I like how you think, Miss Bossy. And yes, I do have to ask you to try your best to keep this between you and me. The best time to go to the facility will be when the majority of students are in bed. And until and ultimately try and use your key cards at the door when no one is around. If anyone see you, don't worry and just tell them to come see me. He spoke gently. How does that sound? I smiled at him. This was a really good idea, but I was nervous. I can admit that I will be when I go, but I know this is something I have to do. I can't be at this academy if I don't learn how to fight and train myself. I just have to push though. Yeah, I don't really know what to think, but thank you for trying to help me. I say generously. His smile gets brighter. Of course, Miss Percy, this is what I am here for. Like I said before, we learn and grow here at Northview Academy. And if that means we make a few tweaks in the system to help you, we will certainly do that. He leans. He leans back in his chair happily. Now you better get out of here and enjoy the sunny weather. Let me know how you get on with the key card. If you have any problem, just come find me. He finished speaking and stood up and made his way towards the door to let me out. I stand up from my seat and headed through the door, giving Mr. Whitlocker away, quickly placing the key card in my pocket so no one could see as I headed out in the courtyard, making my way over to the common room, Marnock common room. The courtyard was a lot brushy now. Lot of people around, some lying down on the grass, others standing under sad. I towered. I head toward the door, and thankfully, two girls just walked out of the building. I quickly grabbed and hold the door as they left it open for me. Thank you, I say. They nodded awkwardly. Are the people ever going to get over me being here? I walk inside and spot the group sitting on the two couch in my in the main room. I walk over and they smile as I came to stop standing next to Adira. Hey, Tilly is up in the room, still deciding what to wear and waiting for you, Franklin said with a smile. We'll wait for you both down here. Henry spoke, trying up his shoelaces while tying up his shoelaces while sitting next to Frankie. I nodded his way and head through the kitchen towards the girls' room. I opened the door to number 37 and I spot Frankie trying not trying on chocolates by mirror, swaying her hips until she stopped when she see me by the door. To influence somebody to move slowly from side to side, sway, SWA, sway, and swaying her hips until she spotted, swaying, she stopped until she until she stopped. Meaning, blur, swaying hips until they stop generally describes a rhythmic or often to it combines the movement of the days, often associated with femininity and confidence. Femininity क्या होता है femininity and confidence with a continuous action that only concludes upon a specific, often dramatic stopping point. Here is a breakdown of the meaning based on context. Flirtatious and contact. Saying hips is commonly used to draw attention to that part of the body, slangily flirting, or if back and forth. Simultaneously intercourse. It is often interpreted as a shingle as a sign of dash readiness or attractiveness. Dance performance. It is a common rhythmic dance move, often doing in time to music. Okay, समझ गया. Until she sees me by the door. Oh, don't mind me. She got a bit startled and awkwardly laughed at, then walked over to her wardrobe. Come on, we have to get you shown breath for the leg. I walk over, my heart sink at the tiny two-piece breath piece she pulls from all her clothes. It was a simple red bikini with white lining around it. This is not good. I couldn't wear a tight top yesterday because of these scars. brushing and cuts, and I am supposed to wear something as small as a two piece bikini today. Not happening. Not happening. I'm not wearing that. I say, laughing. Tilly turns to me with a questionable look, knowing she's asking why not. Um, I usually just wear a big top that, well, covers everything. I say, trying to avoid eye contact with her. Oh, that's okay. I have got plenty of big shirts. Here you can wear this. She hands me a simple black baggy shirt that whiffed of a boy's cologne, but I don't question it. I go into the bathroom and quickly change it and baggy shirt and put my shoes back on. I tie my hair up and head back in to the room with Tilly. You look great. What's about me? She asks, even though she knows she looks amazing. She was wearing this beautiful yellow blink. Of course, she looked lovely. You are beautiful. I say. She smiles and nod in a thinking way. Thanking way. वो ज़रूर वो ज़रूर बात है. I know that particular. Suppose I have to look good if you know who is going to be there. She randomly probably used to talk about this with Franklin and Adira. I didn't say anything. I was confused. What was I meant to say? Oh fuck. Sorry, she laughed. I'm so used to speaking to Frank and Adira about him. She paused. Oh, I suppose I have got to tell you now, don't I? I searched my shoulders. Well, for a while now, I have sort of had and things for Axel. She blushes and turns away from me. I have never seen Tilly sigh or quite really. Really? I don't know what else to say. I hardly knew what she meant. What's the wrong for someone? Yeah, I suppose I have sort of had in on him, crush on him for a while. She says, her cheeks getting even more red. Hold on, a crush? I know what that is. I'm pretty sure it was a thing that I saw on this weird TV. So back when I was in the basement, it's a thing that people say when they like someone that more than a friend. I feel incredibly dumb right now. What? What it mean? What it mean? I have to read the paragraph once again. Oh fuck, sorry. She laughed. I'm so used to speaking to Frank's and Adira about him. She paused. Oh, I suppose I have got to tell you now, don't I? She saws. I saw my shoulder. Well, for a while now, I have sort of had a think of Axel. She blushes. Things, think for Axel. I had a thing for Axel. She blushes and turns away from me. I have never seen Tilly sigh or quite really. Really? I don't know what else to say. I heard, I hardly knew what she meant. What's a thing for someone? Yeah, I suppose I have sort of had this crush on him for a while, she says, her cheeks getting even more red. Hold on, a crush? I know what that is. I'm pretty sure it was a thing that I saw on this weird TV show back when I was in the basement. It was a thing that people say when they like someone that's more than a friend. I feel incredibly dumb right now. We take 11 minutes more and we finished our 13 chapter. Now we already took 1 hour and 11 minutes, 28, 29 seconds, 30 seconds. And for today, it's over. We will get to you tomorrow at the same time from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. or more, and going to complete this story as well as possible and as soon as possible. Good night, guys. Good night, good night, good night. Have a good day, have a good sleep, and like my channel, support my channel, subscribe my channel. And if you think my storytelling is quite good and is enjoyable, please first subscribe, like, and you think I must to develop some other skills and I must to develop some ways to communicate, please do mention in comment box so that I can be used and be good at that particular. Or you want any improvement, you can also advise me. For today now, it's over. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good day. Have a good day. And